Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Maze, how's it going?
Full of fear. We're finally in an Avatar: The Wave Water post Wave Water world.
Wow. Yeah, so
I have nothing else to live for.
how are you feeling? I know this is basically why we got on the Zoom call.
Actually, we actually don't intend on recording an episode today. You decided it would be a better idea for me to record my feelings on Avatar: The Way of Water, and
Therapy's so expensive and BetterHelp is a scam, so I figured, just unload on me. You saw it.
Yeah.
What did you think? And did it live up to expectations?
It was last 45 minutes were pretty good. I now own a collectible popcorn bucket that I'm holding here in my hand from Avatar: The Way of Water. I bought it at the movie theater. It was $25 because I'm a fucking sucker. And you turn it on and it flashes bright blue.
Okay.
Let me see if I can turn off my raccoon.
Is this for real?
Here.
Is this, sorry, stepping out of the bit for a second. Is that a for real item you're describing?
I'm about to show it to you.
Okay.
It's bright blue and it lights up the whole room when you turn it on.
Wow. Okay, that's incredible. So can I ask you a follow-up question to this incredible reveal?
Yeah, what?
Did it screen out your sorrow?
What the fuck are you? Oh, that's right. We're doing, welcome to Picking Up Something Good, a Loaded on Prestige podcast about Steely Dan. That was a bit. I'm not going to talk about Avatar: The Way of Water because I am under.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I'm
Shut
under
the fuck up. Yeah, you are.
I'm under court order not to.
Oh, okay, good. They finally got around to that.
And we've got some friends around today because we're talking about a big album. Well, two big albums. We're talking about. This is like, imagine if we had done In Rainbows followed by In Rainbows 2, the album that came out we didn't cover on Picking Up Something Good.
Imagine basically if James Cameron released Avatar 1, the way of just regular avatars.
The Way of Forest.
The Way of Forest. I guess, yeah, because they're going by biome. So then, yeah, and then he released the second one like right after. It'd be like that, but for podcasts. But we have two friends helping us because we like these albums a lot, and if it was just Mace and I, it would be 4 hours of us going, "Oh, this song's so good too."
Yeah, this fucks. Wow, that would be us slaps. For 4 hours.
So please introduce yourselves, friends of the show. Let's entering the ring. Alex Riggs.
Hello, folks. Hello. I apologize for laughing very hard because Maze, when Maze showed the ball that glowed, he just kind of clipped in with the ball.
Yeah.
People can't tell, but I have a raccoon VTuber on Zoom right now.
Yeah, and you're on the beach, and your raccoon self faded away, and in popped you with a beret on, holding a glowing blue bucket. It's a crazy scene I ever did see. And that's the perfect segue into our other guest, our other friend, Rose. How's it going?
Hello,
Hi.
Rose.
It's going good. Going good.
We've been meaning to have you on this podcast for a while.
Yeah, I think we had. I was supposed to come on when we were talking about King of Limbs, or when you all were talking about King of Limbs, but
and that
life
was
happened.
in like 2016.
It's ages ago.
The election was about to happen, and everything just got so hectic. I think it's out.
So long. That.
Well, you know what, Rose? You can come on for King of Limbs too.
It's the one where the king has even more limbs. Yeah. That's the natural evolution of the king of limbs, obviously, is more limbs.
Hey, you wouldn't be much of a king if you had less.
Yeah. Quick question.
Yeah.
Why haven't you guys fucking covered the Smile album?
Wait, the Brian Wilson album?
Yeah. Brian Wilson presents Smile.
Brian Wilson presents The Smile.
Oh, we haven't covered the Smile album because Johnny Greenwood's wife is transphobic.
Oh, fuck off. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So that, I don't know if we even like covered that of just kind of like, oh, they really just dropped Radiohead all of a sudden and then didn't do a show for a year and then came back with Steely Dan out of nowhere.
Well, we finished watching.
I didn't know
we
that
finished
about his
Radiohead
life.
at the time.
Well, at the time it was just because we finished Radiohead, but then the Smile, and then that happened. We were just like, well, it's not like we're, it's like Johnny didn't do anything, but it's like, well, what if he goes all J.K. Rowling on us, and then I just didn't want. We just, how
we didn't.
What was
we didn't want to be covering Radiohead
on,
legacy in a year.
Radiohead Online.
Yeah, so we picked a band with completely unproblematic material.
A completely unproblematic band with no terrible...
with no weird stuff going on at all.
Not the first song on the second album that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely
but
doesn't make song.
That song is kind of about the person who's singing it. Rather than like a judgment on any younger people. That song is about people who date younger people and why they're kind of idiot creeps.
See, that's the thing is we haven't started talking about the song properly, so you could be talking about a number of Steely Dan songs.
I was going to say there are so many Steely Dan songs
that
are
love
just
about
that.
this fucking band is that they write songs about creeps so good. Let's get into it, I guess, because we're all dying to talk about.
Hold on, wait! Before we start, we start, I have something to say about Skunk real quick. I don't have a skunk corner to give you,
like a mini skunk corner.
At a skunk date.
Oh, actually, no. Okay, I think I know what you're about to talk about. This is a huge skunk corner. I don't know what you're talking about. This is enormous. Welcome to the biggest skunk corner of the whole fucking series so far. Alex, Rose, welcome. How do you feel about Skunk before we get into it?
Yeah.
I need a reminder of who Skunk is.
Jeff Skunk Baxter.
Jeff Skunk Baxter.
Former guitarist of Steely Dan when they were a quintet.
And also weapons expert.
And then
demolitions expert.
While he was in the after he joined the Doobie Brothers, because Steely Dan stopped touring, he's like, I'm the skunk, baby, got a tour. That's what he said when he went. That was the last thing he said to Steely Dan. And then he had a guy who knew about rockets, and he's like, here's a rocket magazine. And he's like, boy, I should do this for the government. And then that's what Skunk did. So
but it's weird.
That, Rose?
You would expect him to do it for like the Trump administration. No, it's all Obama.
I just feel very conflicted about this.
Okay, so you feel normal about Skunk.
I also feel very normal about Skunk. I do like that someone probably called him Skunk, and he was like, you know what? I'm rolling with this.
See, and that's the other thing about him is that he has not revealed the true origins. He keeps teasing, like, it'll be in my book. I'm dying to know. Gee, I wish I could just talk to him and maybe ask him why he's called Skunk. Wouldn't that be cool, Mace?
Yeah, that'd be fucking great, because apparently he does podcasts. He does Nobody podcasts that have 3 listeners. We have 7.
Yeah, that's big time for Skunk.
This whole time we could have gotten Skunk on, but we would have to make him promise not to listen to any of the episodes where he called him a piece of shit for doing.
Well, we didn't really. It's all in good fun. Listen, this is this ain't Pod Save America. We clown on picking up something good.
Yeah, we clown. We're all, the 4 of us here are all good conservatives.
We very take seriously the fight of against terrorism.
Yeah,
I very take seriously it.
Yeah,
yeah, we all take seriously the fight against terrorism.
So Skunk, come on in. Welcome down to
We're anti-communist. Skunk, come on over.
We hate those commies and their they hate freedom. I hate that about them.
I would love for you to show me how to fire a nuclear weapon, Skunk.
Yeah, I actually am kind of perversely interested in missiles. So talk about missiles. Anyway, so we're trying to have them on. That's our Skunk corner. That's
our Skunk plea. It was more of a Skunk plea than a Skunk corner. Anyway, let's talk about Asia.
Yeah, an album that I don't think he appears on.
He stopped listening.
He has closed the podcatcher.
Real quick, do y'all remember real quick, sorry to postpone to push all this, but like that just reminded me of, do y'all remember when Jack Black did a recorded plea to Led Zeppelin to allow them to use Immigrant Song in School of Rock?
I remember seeing this.
Yeah, so this was back when Led Zeppelin was like, they just notorious for not letting any of their music be licensed. So
interesting,
So on the set School of Rock, they like on like a rock stage with a giant crowd, Jack Black is recording to the camera, please, this movie needs Immigrant Song. It's important for the movie. And it's a really impassioned plea, and the audience is screaming, and that's how that song's in the movie.
Wow.
Oh, I thought it ended with no, Jack Black wasn't allowed to use it still.
Led Zeppelin sent a letter that just simply said "fuck off."
Now that song's in fucking everything. Now that song was in like Shrek 8 or whatever.
I had to hear it in fucking Thor Ragnarok. I had to hear it in a Taika Waititi movie, which is worse than having to watch a Taika Waititi movie.
See, that's why I was like surprised when you said they never licensed it. I was like, really? There was a time they didn't do that?
Then they did that like one-off quote unquote reunion show. And then I think they were like, you know what? Money.
Yeah.
Money. Good. We want some more.
I wish Steely Dan would let us license the song that we use as our theme song, Black Cow, track 1 on Asia.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, so, let's hope they're cool with that. But yeah, speaking of Asia, the album we've been talking about the whole time, we're covering it. It came out 1977, about a year and a couple months after the Royal Scam. And
they're just pumping these out.
Holy shit. And like this one has like just the ultimate dream team of session musicians.
Something changed.
Something happened. There was a vibe shift.
It was like that tweet at the beginning of 2020 that was like, something just shifted.
Yeah. That person, yeah, incredible.
That person that caused COVID.
Basically, with that tweet of like, something weird's about to happen, and everyone's like, I'm superstitious now about tweets. And I'm like, yeah, okay, actually. But something happened here. There was like, the Royal Scam. It's not like out of nowhere, because the Royal Scam was pretty smooth and funky, right?
Yeah, it was pretty sexy.
And but it felt, it wasn't bad. We both liked it. What are both of your feelings about the Royal Scam? Do you have thoughts on that?
And we're not talking about Parliament.
Yeah. Good album, bad album cover. That's all I'll say.
Horrible cover. Horrible.
I think this might actually be the one of, I haven't listened to this one. I haven't listened to Pretzel Logic. These are the only two I haven't heard yet.
Oh, Pretzel Logic and Royal Scam.
Yeah, you're not missing out on Pretzel Logic, Rose. Don't worry.
Ooh, Pretzel Logic has some good songs.
Yeah. Oh no, it does. That's the thing. That was my conclusion, at least with it, of like, yeah, it's got some good songs. I think it's not like the full as a package, like as an album, as a listening experience, wasn't great for me. But here's where Asia comes in. This is like a fully formed thing. This is like such a like the album as a thing of art.
There are like 0 East St. Louis Toodaloos on here.
Exactly. There's no, and I'm sorry, Midnight Cruiser. Alex, you didn't like my dislike of Midnight Cruiser, but
it's my second favorite Steely Dan song. My favorite Steely Dan song is on this album.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I'm excited to get there. But yeah, something happened, something shifted, and I think part of it is who they got to record. So they had bassist Chuck Rainey on since Pretzel Logic. Walter Dan Becker did most of the bass work before Pretzel Logic. He met Chuck Rainey, who's actually one of the most recorded bass players in the history of recorded music. Not an exaggeration.
What?
Yeah, he has played bass on more than 1,000 albums.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, Chuck Rainey's a fucking legend. It's crazy we haven't like gotten into him, but I think this is a good time to get into Chuck Rainey when we're getting into Asia.
Bro, fuck. They Might Be Giants. We're doing Chuck Rainey after this.
I know, exactly.
Definitely keep you going for a while.
I know every person who worked as a session musician could have their entire show onto themselves. But Chuck Rainey is an incredible bassist, to the point where Walter Becker, he meets Chuck Rainey, gets him to play on Pretzel Logic, and he says in an interview, I'm going to paraphrase, something to the extent of like, well, I decided at that point it didn't make sense for me to bring in my bass guitar. Like, he was just like, okay, well, he's the bassist now. Because he's just that good. So he's on here. Let's talk about Black Cow. This is a good introduction to who I'm about to talk about. So Chuck Rainey's playing bass on Black Cow. Black Cow fucks.
Black Cow goes.
Look what I got, folks. Here's my prop that I.
Oh yeah.
I made a black cow.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh!
Oh shit!
So tell us about it. So yeah, this is a good. Yeah, tell us about Black Cow.
So Black Cow is a variation on root beer, condensed milk or cream, and bourbon, and that's it.
Wow.
And fuck. I made this a while ago. There's still ice in it. I haven't tried it yet, so y'all are gonna get my initial first reactions to a Black Cow.
Oh, that rules.
Live.
Got a metal straw too. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that tastes like a root beer float, baby.
Oh man, that sounds good.
Oh,
I got
tastes
my
like
big
the
black
70s.
cow, but I'm not getting out of here.
Can you imagine if you had led the episode up to be like, "Oh, I'm drinking my big black cow, and I'm getting out of here. See you later."
Oh man, yeah. I want to hear everyone else's thoughts before I get into it.
Yeah, same.
Oh, so I guess Rose, you go first.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. This is definitely my favorite like intro track. It's the only real note though is that lyric wise, I would prefer it if the singer was a little less judgmental. Let me enjoy my root beer float.
You know what? Yeah.
I won't get out of here. I'm taking my time.
He's so like, yeah, drink your big black cow. Yeah, get out of here. You get that vibe from him. But it's like I get the sense that this is personal for the singer, that perspective. But yeah, it's like, hey, who are you to get off on judging
they don't
my
drink
black
anything hard. They come over here drinking girl drinks like a root beer float.
Yeah.
Like Dave Foley in that Kids in the Hall sketch.
Oh yeah, getting girl drunk.
Girl drink drunk.
Yeah, girl drink drunk.
This actually reminds me, this song reminds me of two things. Two very esoteric things. So Black Cow, the song, when Nikki sent me the MP3 that comprises their theme song, I was like, oh, that just sounds like Black Cow. Like they nailed that cover. Also because it sounds like passport.mid, the Windows MIDI.
Yeah, I tried to take Black Cow and what if it sounded bad and had Christmas bells?
Yeah, because it's Steely Dan December.
That was my concept. But yeah, no, it's hard to make it sound bad though, because it kind of still sounds pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about Black Cow is that it sounds like the most fun MIDI you've ever included with Windows 95.
Yeah.
Well, because of the clavinet. That clavinet is what makes that.
God, yeah.
The clavinet that backs up the bass guitar. Can I tell you who plays the clavinet?
Yes.
I've been dying to tell you who plays the clavinet on Black Cow. It's my man Joe Sample.
Holy shit.
Oh,
the inventor of samples.
The inventor of sampling. No, this guy.
Sample man.
The sample man. He
the
is
CEO
also
of sample.
the CEO of sampling. He was one of the founding members of the Jazz Crusaders. This has come up before. Steely Dan has hired members of the Jazz Crusaders before. They were like one of the pioneers of like jazz fusion in the 60s, along with like Miles Davis and stuff. Oh, what's that? Miles Davis? Oh yeah, Joe Sample also worked with him.
Oh,
and
fuck yeah.
Just everyone basically.
God damn,
the keyboardist and composer.
Have the Jazz Crusaders put out? Holy shit.
A lot. They've been together since the 60s.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to them. I'm gonna listen to them today.
Make that a thing. Yeah. And also he's worked with the Rippingtons, my favorite Weather Channel ass jazz band.
With the cat.
With the fucking cat.
The thing about the Jazz Crusaders is that like after a while they made so many albums that there was nobody left to convert to jazz.
They got them all. You got us all, guys.
The second thing that Black Cow reminds me of is I guess, and we're gonna get into drink talk a little further here.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me of this milkshake that you can get at downtown Disney at this place called Black Tap. Black Tap is a
going
chain.
Disney fan on us all of a sudden.
No. It's a chain.
All of a sudden?
I regularly discuss
this episode.
My boy at Disney, like all the fucking time.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm going next week.
Excuse me.
It's this place called Black Tap that you can order a drink, and you can order like what they call crazy shakes. And the shake that you can order, I think there might be one called the Black Cow, but if it's not called the Black Cow, I'd be surprised.
You should tell them about it if it's not. They'd be like, hey, this should be about Steely Dan.
You order one of these, and I swear to God, it is a waste of... Your stomach will hurt looking at it. It is a chocolate shake with Oreo, like little leave-ins. Hold on, I'm not even there yet.
My stomach already hurts. I'm lactose intolerant.
It's like in a double-sized milkshake cup. And then on top of that is whipped cream. On top of that is more Oreo crumbles. On top of that is an entire slice of chocolate cake.
Oh, fuck off.
And then on top of that is like a scoop of chocolate ice cream.
It's already done. You put the cake on it. Leave it alone.
Unnecessary.
Oh my God. That's like, can I like live? Let me live. Can I drink this or eat this? What do you want me to do with this?
I got one.
Fuck off. I
got one for my birthday last year, and it was like, I couldn't finish it.
Well, of course not. How could you? That's a fun birthday thing to get and then go halfway through and be like, oh no, I can't.
There's one that has like a whole massive Oreo on it.
And see, that's not something you can like, can I put this in a doggy bag and have it later? Because it's like, it's going to be all goopy and melty.
Yeah. And I made the mistake of drinking that. And now every time I do, I think of Steely Dan.
So do you compare, how does the song compare to that Black Cow?
Honestly, like the one Alex was drinking just now looks a lot better than this insane, like...
Yeah, because it's a drink for people, for actual human adult people.
And that is what Black Cow, the song, is all about, I think. Also, I wanted to shout out, I thought it was really funny. The guy who plays sax on Black Cow is named Tom Scott. And every time he comes up in the credits, I think of the YouTuber Tom Scott being like, I'm standing here in the studio with Steely Dan playing the sax.
I don't know who Tom Scott is.
He's just some like clickbait YouTuber.
He's a British guy.
I found him from a meme where he just on co-host people put him places. Apparently,
you don't need to know any more about British people.
He just goes to places and stands there, and I was thinking about the meme. It's not important.
When you said Tom Scott, I thought you meant Feature Man. For some reason, I thought Feature Man was named Tom Scott. The old man on YouTube, you know, the really old guy who like does the watermelon balling.
Are you talking about Gallagher?
No,
that's the only old man with watermelons that I know about.
I'm talking about Tom Willett, Feature Man.
I don't fucking know.
I've never.
He's the saddest man on earth because he used to be an actor and a singer. And
why are we talking about him? It'd be so sad.
Because I thought you talk about the same guy. He lives in Nashville now. He sits in his house ever since COVID and eats.
So do I.
And eats canned foods.
So do I. He's not special. No, that's what I've been doing since 2020. Get in line, buddy. Anyway, we got to talk about the title track.
It's way sadder because he's old.
Wait. Okay, hold on.
This guy?
I know who Tom Willett is. I didn't realize he was the Feature Man. I just know that name because I've watched way too many of those Big Top Burger episodes, and he's one of the voice actors for that.
He's in it.
Right. I don't know these guys. I'm supposed to be teaching you about guys.
I'm trying to artificially lengthen this episode.
It's not necessary, please. I love Black Cow.
It's going to be long.
Mose is correct. I think it's a fucking fantastic opener. And it weirdly, what else would go next but Asia, the title track of the album? What are we thinking about Asia?
Oh,
this kicks ass.
It's so beautiful. It's just a gorgeous song.
This is the longest Steely Dan song as of their, before they broke up after Gaucho. Spoilers.
Really?
I would say it's their Paranoid Android.
It's their Paranoid Android. Yeah, this is I think it's like 8 minutes. Yeah, it's about
8 minutes.
It's like right under 8 minutes
Basically,
long.
Yeah.
This is a mashup of, not a mashup. I mean, they did a pretty good job stitching it all together. But this was a bunch of songs they were working on, and they were just like, yeah, what if we just like went big with this one?
Yeah, that was like the primary method of songwriting in the 70s. Fleetwood Mac's The Chain was written the same way.
Yeah.
Wow. You could tell me that and I'd believe it, because it's weird to think of this as like a stitched together kind of song, because everything just flows so beautifully.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like everything comes together so well, and there's a lot of really distinct parts that are like they it's just like, this is why we needed guests, because I like this album too much and I just stutter and go, it's good. But no,
music good.
Music good. No, this is there's a lot of parts and there's a lot of people working together to make all of this work. I mean, the reason they had all of these like big names, and there's a lot of big names on this song too that I haven't gotten to yet. Yeah. I think it was Walter Dan Becker himself that was just like, we made an album that we needed to hire the best people in the world at that instrument to play for us. Like even we were just like, I can't play this. We need to find someone who can play this.
Well, I was just going to say, speaking of just like bringing in the best people, the one that always stands out to me is that Wayne Shorter is in this one.
Yes,
he's like
that's true.
One of the best saxophone players of all time.
Wayne fucking Shorter, member of Miles Davis's second quintet. I don't know. And then co-founder of Weather Report. They get Wayne fucking Shorter to do this. Fucking transcendent saxophone solo in Asia. It blows my mind every time.
Do you know what the song is about, though?
No.
It's a little weird, because according to Steely Dan Fagan,
a song from theirs can be about anything.
Asia is about. It was inspired by a Korean woman named Asia, which are already getting a little. The wife of a friend's brother, and the romantic sort of image evoked by her name. The track, he says, is about the tranquility that can come of a quiet relationship with a beautiful woman, which is, I guess.
Okay, well, that's interesting, I guess. Well, I mean, it's hard to say what this song's like about, really. You know, like it's an interesting inspiration, but like, what is this song about? They're getting like actually kind of like Black Cow is like very like, you're cheating on me and I saw you at the bar and you're getting high, and that's like clear. In Asia, they get, not only they're getting a little, I don't want to call it prog rock because it's not, it's still very smooth jazz, but they're getting weird. They're getting weird with it. I like it.
I do want to know what Chinese music is, though.
It's got angular banjos, apparently.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know exactly, but this song, I mean, there's so much. We talked about Wayne Shorter in the saxophone solo, right? He nails it. I don't know what to tell you there. He really, I mean, there's a lot of parts that elevate this, but he really elevates this. The other thing that elevates this is the drummer. Holy shit. I gotta shout out Steve fucking Gadd. This guy, just to give you his credentials, other notable recording from him, drummer on The Hustle.
God damn.
Yeah, he drummed on The Hustle.
Also, he's Josh Gad's dad, right?
Is he?
No.
I don't know.
No, he's not.
I was gonna let Nikki finish their list of things that he was on before.
No, that was it. I was just like, that's all he needs.
Before I made a Josh Gad joke.
Well, it says, I mean, he's worked with everyone. He's worked with Kate Bush, Chick Corea, Christopher Cross. Anyone?
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah.
Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, Quincy Jones. Well, Quincy Jones worked with everybody. That's just a given.
Yeah.
That's not a put down. That's just like, well, yeah, of course he's worked with Quincy Jones. He's good. Just everyone. Yeah. Chuck Mangione, let's fucking go.
That feels so good, baby.
That does feel so good.
Good about that. I do. I really do.
Shout out to Gary.
Yeah, but Steve Gadd. There's so many guys, right? He did his drum parts. He had the part where it was designated for him to just improvise, right?
Right.
The big drum solo at the end. It took him 2 takes. It took him 2 takes, and they were edited together in the final mix, which apparently took the engineer, if I'm remembering correctly, like 6 months to put this song together.
Fuck.
Whoa.
I could have done it in one.
Skill issue.
R.I.P. to him, but I'm different.
Yeah. Walter Dan Becker says his part was not written. We discussed the tune a little bit, and by virtue of his musicianship, he just knew what to do. He recalls telling him just to play like hell through the part that became the saxophone solo as well. So there's the end drum solo where he goes to town. There's also that part where he's going to town, but it's also supporting that incredible Wayne Shorter solo. That's the part that makes me want to shit my pants. I love that. I love it so much.
Yeah, holy fuck.
He once told a jazz critic in 95, the session went real smooth. That's such a jazz drummer thing to say, isn't it?
Real smooth.
Real smooth. According to some person, I don't know who, I can't look at the thing right now, Gad's playing during the session was so visually appealing that some of the other players became distracted and had to re-record portions of their parts later.
Yeah, I would too.
I mean, imagine watching that solo, those solos, and then you just have to put down your trumpet or whatever and go, holy shit.
I mean, I can believe this. I was listening to this album again last night while I was cooking, and during that part, definitely had to stop what I was doing just to go, good Lord, how good is that?
Yeah, no, you do kind of just have to take it in. Oh.
Yeah, I was driving actually yesterday up to a holiday party, and when I was listening to Asia, and when the drum solo came out, I just let go of the wheel.
Yeah, you have to.
You just let Wayne Shorter decide.
You let go of the wheel. Did you make it to the party?
Yeah, I made it.
Okay.
That's the sheer power of Steely Dan.
Yeah, I let go for the rest of the drive.
Yeah.
I love this song. This is one of their greatest things. There's so much I want to talk about that I want to before it. I'm afraid I'm going to forget something I want to talk about. This is the last appearance of Denny Diaz. Diaz. We haven't figured out how to say his last name exactly, but actual founder of Steely Dan before Steely and Dan took over the band, essentially.
The fucking inventor of Denny's? He's done it for us?
The inventor of Denny's. This is the final appearance on this track of our good friend Denny.
Wait, was there like any sort of like drama?
No, it just happened to be that this was the work he did on the album, and they didn't have him on for the other songs that continued. And he wasn't on Gaucho. So it was just like, yeah. No, it was like they were like Skunk also worked on a couple tracks after he left the band to be on the Doobie Brothers. It was more just like I don't want to be. You guys do Steely Dan in a really specific way, and I'm doing another thing. This is
the only band that has a completely drama-free like quitting thing.
Yeah. Dan,
when I was like looking up the history of this band and the people who are in it, I'm like trying to find. I don't want there to be drama, and I don't want there to be like acrimony or anything, but like it's weird to have a band completely made up of dudes and there just not be any kind of big ego matches or like knockout drag out fights about like when you see that Wilco documentary and they're arguing about the fucking noise transitions between Heavy Metal Drummer and Ashes of American Flags, and there's none of that as far as I can tell.
Yeah, there's not like a big blow up, their breakup was, not, it's weird to call it a breakup even, right? They just were kind of like, Steely and Dan were basically like, listen, we don't want to tour anymore, but we're going to keep doing this thing. You guys want to like play on tracks, that's cool, but like, you seem you want to tour, and they were like, yeah, we want to tour. Okay, good luck with Steely Dan. Mr. Steely and Mr. Dan. Yeah, and even there was some, we'll get to it when we talk about Gaucho. There is some tension between Steely and Dan a little bit starting with Asia. But it wasn't like, they got back together.
Yeah.
It was more just kind of like, I get the sense that their tension sort of towards the end of the first part of Steely Dan's career was more just like, hey, can we just like take a break for a little bit?
Yeah, it happens when you are, when you do something like, namely, a podcast with somebody for a really long time, and you want to stab each other in the throat, and then you come back a year later and you're like, just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. That didn't happen at all.
Wow.
Goodness.
I see.
that didn't happen. Nikki and I.
No, we're good. No. But yeah, and the same thing with our good friend Denny. That didn't happen at all. He was just, he's just doing other stuff. So it was Dan, guitarist Larry Carlton, who they've been working with for the past couple albums, and Denny. All three of their guitar bits were kind of edited together.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it's taken us this long to talk about it. After you listen to the Asia episode of this podcast, I need you, listener, and guests, if you haven't seen it, or if you've seen it, you should watch it again. The 1999 Classic Albums Asia documentary.
Yes, it's so good.
I've never seen this.
Oh my God, you got to watch it. It's so good. Are you busy later? Do you want to just watch it together? I'm not doing anything.
I might be, but we'll see.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Hollywood's too busy to watch a movie with his friend. No, it's really good. You should watch it. He mentions Denny, recalling the song being particularly challenging, claiming, quote, its very existence is a contradiction.
Well, yeah.
I mean, when have you ever heard a song on a rock and roll record that absolutely cannot be played on a guitar? This isn't said in frustration or anger. This is said in, like, I don't know how these boys did it, that kind of tone.
It's said in sadness.
No, it's in sort of like quiet awe of like, how'd they do it? He cited clusters where the notes are so close together that you can't stretch your fingers far enough to get all the notes out at the same time, and open voicings that are so wide apart you can't reach those notes. It's great. And that long solo during the song's big instrumental break, that's him. And that's his send-off. He gets a big, like, goodbye solo, which I think is beautiful.
Oh my God. What a song.
That's incredible.
It's great. How else goodbye, Denny. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. It's a different band. Anyway, I love it. Anything else?
I'm in awe. I am like one of those. I'm Denny right now. Y'all are saying way more important shit, and I'm just like, that's fucking wild.
I was going to say, this comes up when I was doing like a little bit of reading into the song, but like the big thing that I noticed being like a poet and a writer was just how often in Asia specifically, they really create a sense of warmth through the use of like combos of alliteration and assonance. This is going like deep in the songwriting and like lyric writing woods.
No, we don't ever get that deep into shit, like especially with lyrics. This is good. Tell me more about what musicians.
That means. So this definitely shows up like when you look at it on Wikipedia and like Genius and stuff. But even just like listening to lyrics, there's a lot of same usage of like longer vowel sounds that kind of draw out things and make things kind of purposely slowed down. And then like specifically using a lot of like th and like di, like dime dancing, is one of the lines that always sticks out to me. Is really good at creating just like, it's like good little peppering of.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
It like a nice little. I don't know. To me, it's like it's almost like using like cymbals in a percussion set. To me, it's just like nice little chiming bits of lyricism.
I really I've been trying to get more into lyric writing because the lyrics are never the focus when I'm writing my own music, but I think about stuff like that where you can put in that much detail and thought into the lyrics, which they clearly have here. I mean, that's just nuts.
Right.
That's so cool. Why am I not doing stuff like that?
There's only 3 verses.
Yeah.
8-minute long song. There's only 3 verses here, but they're like, and
they're long.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot of words in this song, but
no.
Like
there's that repetition of "Up on the Hill," which I find very poetic.
Yeah,
like that always starts the next verse.
What Rose was saying, like I'm looking at these lyrics right now, and they really are just that kind of brand of a lyric that is so short and simple that it actually hits much harder than anything trying to be too flowery or too poetic.
Right.
Yeah.
God damn.
So good. Okay, I have one more thing before we move on to the rest of the album. We're just talking about 2 songs. This is why we needed to break up Asia and Gaucho into 2 separate episodes, because this was not going to be... I have one other thing. It's about a mystery.
Oh?
The mystery of the missing master tapes.
What?
In the late 90s, Steely and Dan were trying to put together a remastered version of the album, and they also wanted to do a 5.1 surround sound version. Because they love that shit. Okay? So they found everything. They found all the 2-inch multi-track master tapes of everything but Black Cow and Asia. For some reason, I mean, the production of this album wasn't like chaotic bad, but it was chaotic good. But it was so chaotic that I guess for some fucking reason, the masters for Black Cow and Asia were not stored with the rest of the album. And they're just gone. They wrote in the liner notes, they explained this all that in the reissue that they eventually they did a remastered, but they couldn't do the 5.1 version, right? Because they weren't going to do
remix it.
Yeah, but they offered a $600 reward to anyone who found the master tapes, contacted their management about it. Quote, "This is not a joke. Happy hunting."
You know what? They probably got lost in the universal fire. If nobody's,
are they?
Yeah, if nobody is like super,
would they have been there?
Yeah, because
like through rights stuff, because they were under at this point. Asia was ABC Records, which doesn't exist, so I guess maybe they could have bought it.
ABC Records, was sold to MCA,
a Universal Music Group. God damn it! Oh my God, it's always Universal Music Group.
That Universal Music Group is one of the biggest. Yeah.
Fuck. There's a good chance those are just gone forever.
But yeah,
in 2008, now I'm not getting $600 for whatever I found.
Yeah. What did you find?
I mean, I haven't played it yet, but it says cool hidden tapes XXX not for
it's porn? Cool.
Yeah.
They filmed porn?
I found some porn in the woods, and I'm going to sell it to Steely Dan.
Okay.
But yeah, like in 2008, there was a big fire at Universal Music's vault.
Man.
Destroyed a ton of music. It destroyed, I believe, all of Nirvana's tapes, a ton of stuff by Beck.
Oh, just there's so much that is gone. There's so much. There's movies, there's music, there's so much. There's stuff we probably don't even know is gone that's gone.
Yeah. Like that's a lot of lost media.
That's how gone it is. That's how gone it is. Like that. It pains me every time I think about it. So there's a possibility. But if anyone can find it and you learn about this challenge that they've put out through us, you have to give us half of the $600. Thank you. This is a contract. I'm the mayor.
That's probably a really great idea for a screenplay, like the search for the missing Steely Dan masters. Like you get for example, like you get Jeff Bridges, and then you get like maybe like Cheech and Chong all doing like Rat Race.
Yeah, get a bunch of old guys, all the old cool guys who would be really into this challenge.
And then Steely and Dan themselves have like a B plot where they're also looking for it.
Yeah, they're like, "Whoa, we want $600."
One of them is dead, so
Steely.
Yeah, but they could do like a thing where
maybe one of them astrally projects.
Yeah, the ghost of Dan. It's like a helpful. He's like a friendly.
They take footage from the classic album, and just like mix around the vocals. I'd like $600.
Thanks, Dan. You're right. I think we really should talk about track 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because it's Deacon Blues.
Oh, God.
Loser music.
This is the ultimate loser song in the whole oeuvre of their loser music.
Oh, man.
What else do you say? I mean, I love Deacon Blues. I love it so much.
Dance song.
It's your favorite.
It's my absolutely favorite.
Imagine one of like your most famous songs being a song that's basically just fuck this guy.
This is there's so much I could say about this. What I love about it is, so when I first listened to Asia, this song hit me like a fucking truck in a positive way. Like, drink Scotch whiskey all night long and die behind the wheel is some of the best. I mean, I like had this like cackle where I just laughed about how fucking cool that was and how loser it was, how cool and stupid it was for a guy to want that, right? Like,
got it all planned out.
Like, this character is so funny. This guy who's not even a saxophonist, he's just wanting to be. He's that much of a loser. Like, the first time I listened to it, I was like, oh yeah, he like my conception of it was like, oh, this guy, he's like this dirtbag. He doesn't know he's like got this lame life, but he's like he wants to be like a Steely Dan session musician kind of guy, but he's this like, you know, dive bar musician instead, and he's like he's like trying to, you know, something like that. But no, learn to work the saxophone. I will play just what I feel. I'll play just what I feel. Like, he's not actually playing this. He doesn't have this life. This life that he wants is also shitty and stupid and not a life he should want. Like, I'm going to die behind the wheel because I'm drunk. Yeah, that's my fantasy.
Yeah.
That's what makes the song so funny to me. It's so, like, it's inventing a guy to mock about how much of a loser he is.
Steely Dan were like they were the pioneers of make up a guy to get mad at.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it, at least.
What a fucking idiot. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Well, I love the song, but I hate Deacon Blues so much.
Whoever he is.
I love the chorus, where it's basically they call Alabama the Crimson Tide.
I was just gonna say I love it too, because it's like he wants to lose so perfectly and in such a grandiose fashion. He has the worst aspiration in the world, which is to be the biggest loser.
The most romantic loser, because right now he's just like a regular loser, and he's like, well, I can't aspire to greatness. That's off the fucking table. So maybe I could lose in a really cool romantic way where they give me a neat nickname and I'm like this aging hipster god, right? Like, he has this crazy idea of what a like hero's send-off is, you know?
There's a Spark song that pretty much has this exact same plot that I really love, called Edith Piaf Said It Better Than Me.
Oh,
and it's a song about someone listening to Je ne regrette rien. Fuck that up, probably, by Edith Piaf. And it's a song about I have no regrets. And you learn throughout the song that this person hasn't done shit to have regrets doing anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this and Deacon Blues are very much in a conversation of, these people are so fucking stupid and awful and have no kind of potential for anything that they can't even lose in a romantic way.
But they want to. They don't even
really want to.
They want to so bad, but they can't, and they just don't realize it. They're like tragic figures. They're like almost they're Homerian in their epic fucking loser.
And they hope for things that are so banal. They hope for things that are so either pathetic or just easily attainable. Like,
okay, play the saxophone. It's not that hard. Like, people do learn how to play the saxophone.
Hang on, wait, it is hard.
Yeah,
well, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but like, people do it. It's not like you can't just sit there and go, that could never be me. It's kind of like the AI art people who were like really like annoyed about how some artists are like not thrilled about it, and they just like they have this entitlement to art of like, well, not everyone has like this inborn crazy talent where you can just do art. It's like,
you don't have to do it.
Like, yeah, it's not the easiest.
Not everyone has to do it.
Right. But also, like, not everyone has to do it, A, so like get over that. And B, it's not, you could like commit a lot of time and maybe do it. Like, just do it. Just play the saxophone. Play what you feel.
The wheel.
Yeah,
Nikki is out here like, you know, people don't want to play saxophone anymore. They don't want to work anymore.
No. Yeah, that's definitely, this is like, I feel like I'm on Twitter all of a sudden. That's definitely what I said.
People want participation saxophones.
Everyone wants participation saxophones, and I'm sick of it. Yeah, so I think maybe there's like I saw I like reading other people's interpretations of Steely Dan songs because a lot of the time they're just like, where did you even get that? r/Steely Dan is very funny for interpretations.
It's Reddit.
It's Reddit. Yeah, it's hard. That's easy. That's low hanging fruit. But the verse, that starts with "This is the day of the expanding man," which is a very fun, like almost sci-fi kind of concept, like a 50s B movie kind of thing. And then the last verse, "This is the night of the expanding man," right? He's approaching the stand. I cried when I wrote the song. Sue me if I play too long. It's like kind of like, well, did he learn this? Did he achieve his dream?
No, he died. He died at the wheel, and this is his death.
Oh, okay.
I want to open a fetish bar called the Night of the Expanding Man.
Oh, that would be so good, though.
Not the first time I've made that joke.
It won't be the last, I hope.
No,
it's a good joke. I'm
going to church later. I'll probably say it to my vicar.
Yeah, vicar.
Gonna make it several more times during the episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, Deacon Blues. Hey, there's some guys on here we got to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So we got Bernard Pretty Purdy on the drums, inventor of the Purdy Shuffle. Do not laugh.
Purdy Shuffle
Bernie
rules. Purdy Shuffle rules, baby.
What's the Purdy Shuffle?
The Purdy Shuffle. We will get to the Purdy Shuffle in a couple songs, my friend.
Wait, apparently he's the most recorded drummer.
Yeah. He's one of the most recorded drummers of all time, and they also have one of the most recorded bass guitarists of all time. Like, they got the heavy hitters. They got the tanks of the music industry.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so Purdy's on drums. Purdy's all over this damn fucking piece of shit I love it album. Lee Rightnour is on guitar. Lee Rightnour.
You're starting to make up guys.
Captain Fingers himself.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you're starting to make up guys, Nikki.
Leader of Friendship. The two self-titled albums, both called Friendship. Neither of you have heard it.
These are Nikki's Glup Shittos.
God. You people have no culture, I swear. You don't even know who Lee Rightnour is. Anyway, it excited me, and I knew it would not mean anything to anyone else. Check out Friendship. How do you
spell this man's name?
Lee, Lee, and then Rightnour. I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce it. Ritennour. Okay, I got him.
That's like how an Australian says right now.
Right now, or I'm hold on. Friendship Jazz.
Different Friendship band than the newer one.
Yeah, there's okay. I'm linking. Can I link does Zoom have like a chat?
Yeah, there's
okay.
a chat.
I'm linking. There's an important thing about Lee Rightnour. Okay. There's a reason I'm bringing it. Everyone click on this and listen to it.
I know what this is.
Well, you better tell us right now.
Okay.
Click on it, listen to it, and be like, hey, where have I heard that riff before?
Oh my God. I know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, seriously?
Yeah, so
you wrote that?
This is where Koji Kondo got this riff.
Holy shit.
Koji Kondo was huge into smooth jazz
if
at the
Steely
time.
Dan had not gotten together and made Asia, I don't think that we would have had Super Mario Brothers.
The Super Mario Brothers Underground theme. So yeah, for those listening at home that didn't, I don't know, pause and figure out what I was trying to fucking talk about, I guess I'll explain it to you. Lee Rightnour was in a band called Friendship, smooth jazz band. They have a song called Let's Not Talk About It, which I love that that's the name of it. Pause the episode, listen to Let's Not Talk About It, and realize that is the Super Mario Brothers Underworld theme. I'll pause right now.
Now.
Okay, now they're gone.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
A bunch of idiots listen to our show, I bet. Oh, they listen to me when they pause the episode. What are they gonna? So it's like Dora the Explorer is like, oh, where's the orange? And they turn and they talk. It's like,
wait, hold on, Nikki. They're never gonna unpause because you didn't.
Oh no! Oh, good thing they won't hear me insult them.
Oh.
Okay, let's assume they've unpaused. Okay, welcome back. Anyway, thank you for listening to me and my instructions. You're so compliant. Thank you, audience.
You're so beautiful. I want to kiss you.
I love
you.
Okay, we're getting weird. So that's Lee Rightnour. I was very excited to see that he played guitar on Deacon Blues. It was big for me.
Peggy.
One syllable too long. It's Peg.
Peggy.
Peggy. Yep. This is a song about our favorite King of the Hill character, Peggy.
Peg.
The
Peg fucking rocks. I was listening to Peg like half asleep earlier today, when I was doing the final listen for this, and I think I might have dreamt this. I'm not sure. That Nikki told me they had a story about Peg. I said, wait, before you tell the story,
now are we sure?
I said, you're not going to tell me it's about pegging, right?
And unfortunately, it is not about pegging.
Oh,
so I mean, that's the thing is like, can you really say what a Steely Dan song is like fully about? Because they like to leave it up to interpretation. But I'm almost confident it's not about the act of pegging. I'm very sorry. Disagree. Okay.
Disagree. Let's hear it.
Peg?
Proof.
Yeah, let's hear it. Peg.
Proof.
Great song.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I like your pin shot. Sounds like a fake penis.
Fair.
They named their band after a fake penis, so that's I'll give you that point.
Yeah. Peg, it will come back to you.
Oh, it comes on your back.
Coming in the backside of you. Yeah.
Right. Maybe it is about pegging.
Yeah, I was right. Don't put in that I was wrong. I was right.
Good. So actually, this is a funny. I will say that's true, but also it's also about a different thing. I think last episode I talked about how the Royal Scale felt a little bit like they were building jazz in a laboratory from first principles.
Yeah,
they were building the jazz fusion in a lab, right? And Asia is it's a very clean sounding album as well. I mean, the production of this album we haven't talked about. It's stellar. It's a good sounding album.
It's so fucking clean.
And but there's more warmth to this one. It feels livelier. The whole album feels more alive. Peg is Peg is the heart of the album. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so. What do y'all think?
It's definitely the poppiest song on the album.
It's the most pop. It gets the most pop, right? Yeah. And I don't know, but there's also like a little bit of that Steely Dan kind of perfectionism still there.
Right.
This is exemplified in Donald Steely Fagan revealing in 2020 about Peg. There's no hidden meaning. We just wanted a dotted half note for that spot, and Peg was a short enough name to fit with the music.
They didn't they initially think it was about Peg Entwistle?
Yeah, and then the band said that like it's about a real person, but not her. But no, Donald Steely was like, "Nah, we're just fucking with you. We just needed a short sounding name."
Yeah, I mean, the story of Peg Entwistle is nuts.
Oh God, yeah. That's a whole podcast.
Yeah, she was. Welcome to the True Crime Podcast, picking up something good. Limited event prestige podcast about dead people.
No.
She came from England.
I'm a white lady. Give me the true crime.
She came from England. She came to be a star in here in LA. It didn't work out, and she jumped from the H in Hollywoodland.
Oh no. Oh, I've heard about that in passing. Like, people like artists, those horrible people we call artists will make glancing references to that, like Peg allegedly. I didn't know that was about a real person though. That's sad.
Yeah, Peg Entwistle jumped off the H back when it said Hollywoodland. There were extra letters she could jump off of, and she chose H for didn't act in any movies. That was mean. Sorry,
That's
Peg.
mean. You gotta cut that.
Come on.
Oh, boo, tomato.
Oh. Actually, no, keep it in. I say keep it in now. I'm thinking about it.
We get a little dark. We're becoming a little bit the gaucho here.
Yeah, we're this is the dark side of our podcast. Michael McDonald's in this one.
Yeah, he is. Are you fucking kidding me?
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose, tell me all about your feelings about Peg and Michael McDonald.
Oh no, just immediately the first time I listened to this song, it was that moment of, is that Michael McDonald?
Is that Michael McDonald?
And then just like looking it up, and that was what like set me on the thing of like, oh, they have musicians, capital M musicians, in their band, because I didn't know, so I still don't know a whole lot about Steely Dan. I just really love their music.
Yeah,
but like the more I look into it, I'm just like, good Lord, they worked with some titans.
Yeah, there's some depth. There's some depth in their roster. Talking about baseball words. Michael McDonald. What would he play? He'd be a DH, I think.
It's Michael.
Yeah,
it's Michael. Yeah. Tom Scott is also on PEG. Our friend Tom Scott. Do you know what he plays on this?
What?
The Lyricon.
The what? No.
Wait. The Lyricon is an electronic wind instrument, the first ever electronic wind controller to be constructed.
God damn.
That's awesome.
This is a really weird thing. Approximately 200 units of the first model were made, handmade, and 2,000 units of the driver, as well as the second model, were manufactured.
Oh, wow.
They were made the patent was filed in the early 70s. The first ever Lyricon was completed in 1974, and the first customer was our good friend Tom Scott.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
So that was his.
It was invented before MIDI, so it didn't have that when MIDI came around. But then a bunch of people tried to like midification it up. But anyway, so the business that made it went out of business, and the inventor died and didn't really teach anyone how to fix them. So
did he also jump off the H in Hollywoodland?
No. I think it might have been just he was old. Maybe it was a Lyricon related death. You know, like how inventors sometimes get killed by their own invention.
Oh yeah, he got too much wind.
He got too much wind or something. I don't know. It's also on Billie Jean, played by, you guessed it, Tom Scott.
Tom Scott wrote Billie Jean? Yeah.
Yes, that's what I said.
I'm looking at this thing, and I'm more impressed by the actual
the synthesizer.
I'm more impressed by the actual synthesizer than the instrument itself.
Yeah, because the instrument's just the controller to this. Yeah.
That is so wild. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
I think in general, Steely Dan had kind of they had a sense of humor about this song.
Oh, yeah?
Because, funnily enough, it was used as the theme music for a celebrity paparazzi segment by Entertainment Tonight from 1981 to 1985. So they were approached about this. They were like, yeah, sure. Fuck
yeah, sure. Whatever. Yeah, we get royalties. Yeah. Okay. Have it for your little show. Go ahead.
Steely Dan, the John Carpenter of music.
That's so fun.
Love that. I also think about how this song shows up a lot in I forget which De La Soul song it is, but it's something off of 3 Feet High and Rising.
Oh, yeah.
The song I Know.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh, you know what song it is?
Yeah, I know what song it is. It's the song's called I Know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, who's on first?
Oh my god, my mind is blown.
Hell yeah.
Jeepers.
There's actually a lot of cool samples that come from Asia. I think, yeah, MF Doom samples Black Cow.
That's right.
Gastrals. Wow. I love Gastrals. Yeah, and he chops up the chorus a bunch. It's great. Yeah, there's a lot of really good musicianship in here that you can. I don't know, Mace. We're working on that thing, that secret sort of. We could sample
secret
maybe
project. Maybe
we sample.
I mean, it's in genre, so
yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
We could sample from the Had album.
No, scary.
My husband hates this song. My husband hates
Peg?
Dan.
Wow.
Yeah. But he did. We were talking about it earlier today, and I was playing Gaucho. And he just made a face that is the face of someone who doesn't like what's happening in the room.
Yeah, that's the face my girlfriend makes when I play her Steely Dan.
And he said something that I A, agree with, B, I think is ultimately one of the best descriptors of yacht rock and this entire genre of music. He says it's, and this is for all of our all of your southern listeners. This is Winn-Dixie music.
Fuck.
Ooh. Ooh, low blow.
Oh, because of Steely Dan.
Here's the thing. He's kind of right.
No, he's not wrong. Well, so yeah.
Ooh, that Winn-Dixie marketplace themes.
Yeah. This actually is though, because a lot of the times they'll just listen to how smooth the music is and not pay attention to the lyrics. Yeah. Oftentimes the Steely Dan lyrics are not Winn-Dixie lyrics, I will say. Home at Last though, that would probably work in Winn-Dixie.
Yeah,
I would say so. No, it wouldn't.
Hey, Mace, you were asking about the Purdy Shuffle.
Yeah, what's
Here's a big
shuffle?
heaping fucking spoonful of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Purdy shuffle. That's Purdy on the drums doing the shuffle. I'm pretty sure that's the shuffle, right?
Purdy doing the shuff. He's beating off on the track. He's beating off his drum on
his name.
That's so mean.
He's in the Modern Drummer Hall of Fame, Mace.
I've been mean to several people this episode. I don't know what's happening to me.
His signature use of triplets against a halftime backbeat is a legend in the drummer community, Mace.
A Purdy Shuffle video kind of went viral last year.
It's yeah, that's how I know about him.
I actually have never heard the Purdy Shuffle, but yeah, that's pretty good drumming on this track.
I saw that video and I was like, all right, let's see what he's all about. And then if you go to his Wikipedia page, go to his discography section. This is not even all of it, I'm assuming, but it's nuts. He's drummed on everything, I guess.
Bernard Purdy.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
It just goes on and on.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Who is Wolfpack?
Wolfpack is a band. They're an American funk band.
I didn't know that.
Wolfpack.
Here's the thing: I've heard of Wolfpack. I've never heard Wolfpack.
Oh, Mace, you're doing a Steely Dan podcast with me. You should check out Wolfpack.
So I'm just looking up some of these. I did not realize Bernard Purdy was also on Pieces of a Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can go through his discography and you find something every time you look at it.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
So here he is doing his famous shuffle, putting in the work, putting in the hours, taking what's ours. I love Home at Last. When people kept saying like, we got a question from the mailbag last episode of like, why don't people who like Steely Dan sometimes want to admit that they should also like yacht rock? And I was like, I don't really get what you're talking about. I understand. I think Home at Last is kind of like, it's like proto yacht rock, but it's like,
yeah,
it's like yacht rock if it was a little dark. It's kind of dark.
It's more like canoe rock.
But if it's about to capsize.
yeah, and that's fine. Because it is apparently an homage to the Odyssey by Homer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's got a bit. It's pretty melancholy. So like yacht rock is usually, when I think of yacht rock, I think of something very light.
Right.
Like Sailing by Christopher Cross.
Right.
Sailing takes him away. He doesn't ever get caught in a storm in any of his sailing songs. You know what I mean?
Sailing is Christopher Cross is all chill. These guys don't know how to fucking sail. I get mad about this song because I get mad about it because
these assholes are not sailing.
First of all, they don't know how to sail. And second, you know where they probably read the Odyssey for the first time? Bard goddamn College.
It's always that college.
I was talking to my partner the other day, and her dad went to Rensselaer Polytechnic in I believe it's Albany or Rochester or something like that. And I'm like, hey, maybe your dad would be like a really good Steely Dan guy because he's from upstate New York. They're from upstate New York. They'd probably get all the
Bard references,
inscrutable shit that they talk about.
Yeah. Did it work?
I don't know.
Okay, well, this is getting your partner's dad into Steely Dan corner. We'll return, hopefully in a couple episodes. We'll see how that goes.
This is the next episode's the last one.
No, it isn't. They have other albums.
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Spoilers. But yeah, so Home at Last. My esteemed guests, what do you think?
The big thing that stuck out for me was the synth solo on this, sounding very much like a saxophone at first. And I thought that it would have been another appearance from the Lyricon, but it doesn't seem to be when I'm looking it up right now.
It is not. No, that is Donald Steely Fagan on a synthesizer. I wish they didn't talk about it in the classic albums episode. They mentioned they make fun of the synth sounds a lot. They seem to think of them as outdated. I think they work great.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely of the time. I think they sound like synthesizer sounds you would get if you were a very creative person in 1977 who would think to put that on your big jazz rock album.
Yes.
Like, I think that they're fine, but they seem to they I want to know what they used. I'm doing research mid-episode. Alex, what do you think about Home at Last?
I love it. I think the chorus of this song is one of my favorite Steely Dan choruses. I love the little coda of the chorus a lot. That I love that part.
It's lush, but without being too much.
Yeah.
Love that shit.
Yeah. Oh man, Purdy with his shuffle, with his various iPod shuffles.
Yeah, he's got all the shuffles.
He throws all his iPod shuffles on his drums.
Also, I forgot there's so much I want to talk about every one of these songs. I'm going back to Peg for a second. You'll get this if you watch the classic albums episode, but the Chuck Rainey on the bass on Peg. I'm sorry I'm going back. It's so funny to me because I was listening to it, and every time I hear the chorus of Peg, I think about it. So Walter and Donald told him, like, hey, like the big thing in this kind of jazz rock kind of arena that they've sort of built up and is like big now, like slap bass is huge. But we don't want any of that. This is like just no slapping. And Chuck Rainey was like, well, that's stupid. Peg needs slapping. And so he decided to himself to sneak it in there.
Just a little bite.
You can hear it in the chorus. He's slapping it. He doesn't do it in the verse when it's more noticeable.
Yeah, just a
when it's more noticeable when it's recording, but when everything is buried in the chorus, he turned away. He turned away from Steely and Dan so they didn't see him slap. And so they listened to it back and they get a little bit mad because they were like, we told you not to slap at the bass. And then they hear it and they're like, okay, yeah, we should. Okay, we're leaving it in.
This is how we find out Steely and Dan do not have object permanence.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I mean, because it's like, how did they not hear him slapping? Like, I don't get the whole oh yeah, because it's during the chorus, he got away with it. But what? They were these guys are very meticulous.
Yeah, weren't they recording things track by track? Wouldn't they have just had him doing it isolated, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know. Also, I forget. I didn't take notes. I should have done this. I thought I was confident enough not to do this, but there is a song on. No, you know what? I think it's on Gaucho. Never mind. Ignore that. There's so much to talk about, and we were talking about Home at Last. I love this song. I love the melancholy of it because a lot of this is very. I mean, Peg is very upbeat. So you need the bitter with the sweet. You need the Steely with the Dan. You need the West Coast sound and the East Coast vibe. You know. That's what Home at Last gives me.
Nikki, I swear to fucking God, if you don't say they're the East Coast boys with the West Coast sound, I am going to...
What, did I get it backwards?
You got it backwards!
Oh, no! Oh, no! He's become the Gaucho. Run! You don't like him when he's the Gaucho.
It's me, Bruce Banner, the Gaucho.
Okay, I think I found some synthesizers that he used. Fagan tells a story about setting an ARP Odyssey quote unquote on fire and then eventually throwing it down a flight of stairs because it wouldn't stay in tune for an entire take.
Dude, that's on you.
Yeah, that's just ruining a perfectly good ARP Odyssey.
Hey, those things are really expensive.
They're hard to find.
I mean,
there's a little knob on it that says tuning. That's on you. If you can't find the fucking note, dude.
Well, I mean, they had the money. They built an entire. Oh my God, I can't even. No, you know what? This is also from Gaucho. Never mind. I keep mixing up my trivia. God, there's just so much. It's so dense, like a big cheesecake.
What?
Like a big dense cheesecake. This band is.
What?
Does that not make sense?
No,
they're like
Steely Dan and a
cheesecake.
They're like a garbage plate. They're like an upstate New York garbage plate.
Yeah, dense. They're
a garbage plate.
They're they're like they're an East Coast version of Hot Dish.
What is Hot Dish?
Yeah, what the hell's a garbage plate?
People don't
garbage
know
plate.
anything.
Okay, garbage plate is when you put
You guys don't know who Lee Right Now is. You don't know what Hot Dish is.
A garbage plate is when you put a ton of stuff on a plate. It's like meat and like fries and shit, and then they expect you to eat it.
Oh, so it's like a fat sandwich, but without the bread.
I think so. What's a fat sandwich?
Ooh.
So that's a Jersey thing. That's where they, you can go to Rutgers, basically anywhere in Jersey at this point though, but they will look you dead in the eye and go, okay, we're going to sell you a cheesesteak, and we're going to put mozzarella sticks and French fries and chicken fingers and maybe some onion rings and tomato sauce and then like normal hoagie toppings on top of it, and it's all in one sandwich.
Hey, Rose, that sounds like a cookout meal. That sounds like getting a hot dog with a side of quesadilla.
It is. No, it is like very much like it is cookout type meal. Like
so oh my god. So two things. I used to make my own version of breakfast garbage plates all the time. I would take eggs, scramble them, make hash browns, and take some sausage and chop it all up and just put ketchup and mustard on it.
That's good. That's good eating.
And then just mix the whole thing around until it looked like a mistake, and then I ate it. But that just reminded me of the sandwich I usually get from Sheetz. And oh boy, y'all, Sheetz is great. I just gotta say, Sheetz has some good sandwiches. I also want Sheetz to play my music on the radio.
Everyone loves Sheetz. Everyone goes to Sheetz once and it's just like a proselytizer of Sheetz for life. It must be. Is it that good?
It's so what I get is there are two sandwiches I usually get. I usually get pulled pork with barbecue sauce and pickles on a pretzel roll, toasted. And my other thing, which is the most untenable, uneatable in terms of how my mouth works sandwich that I've ever eaten. It is pretzel roll with chicken fingers with lettuce, tomato, ketchup, and mustard. And folks, you literally cannot wrap the thing up. You open it up and it just becomes an open face sandwich.
I used to get a Publix sub that was just chicken fingers.
This is just great sandwich talk. We've devolved. Which one of these sandwiches is Steely Dan?
The chicken finger sandwich.
Chicken finger sandwich. Yeah, you're right.
The one I just described, because there's so fucking much to it. It's hard to take in. But once you get into it, doggy.
100%. I do want that.
I really want that sandwich right now.
I'm hungry now. Shit.
Right, I got the news. I'll see y'all later.
No, we got to talk about I got the news because I got the news.
You got the news? What's the news?
I really want that sandwich. That's the news. I have an interesting thing about this. Like I said, I like seeing what the Steely Dan community is saying about songs. People don't like this one.
Really?
I was surprised by that too. There seems to be like a sort of consensus that this is the low point of the album.
Really?
And I don't get that at all.
Has a low point?
Yeah, that was the other.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was like, low point? What the fuck are you talking about? Which is also, someone mentioned like, it's so bad that like they don't even talk about it during the classic albums episode. They just throw it on the end credits, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe they just didn't have anything to say about it. I don't know. It's like, I think it's great.
Yeah,
it's like a real slinky bluesy kind of thing. It's the most rock.
It works. I think it's fine. However, whenever I think about I Got the News, like the song title, this is like, I guess it's Tumblr deep cuts. I think about the skeleton gif that's like, here's the news.
You want the news?
I want the news.
Yeah.
Here's the news.
Here's the freaking news. I love that.
And that's what I think of the whole time. And it's like, imagining a cool skeleton while listening to Steely Dan is probably like the highest compliment. And like on top of like smoking a doobie while listening to Steely Dan.
Hell yeah.
Song's good. What's a lark? Oh, it's a car.
Yeah. I'm getting like a lot of r/Steely Dan is like, I hate I Got the News. Anyone else? And then everyone else is like, hate for I Got the News? What's up with that?
Why would you ever say that?
A lot of people are like, I don't like it until the bridge, which is like, okay, I could kind of see that.
That's fair.
But which is like, I think they're wrong. But that bridge, that Michael McDonald's back. He's back. He thought he was gone. He thought he was just on peg. No, he's back.
No, he's back. He just finished doing his song at the race course, and
his delivery of Broadway Duchess rules.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. the r/Steely Dan is so. I'm putting people on blast now on the podcast.
Just like I did when we were talking about Radiohead, I made fun of the Radiohead subreddit constantly.
Right.
The Steely Dan subreddit I've been on a couple times. They had the misfortune of, and if you were alive in 2022 and extremely online, you will realize why calling this is a bad idea. They keep calling Can't Buy a Thrill CBAT.
Oh no, it's exactly what the letters are.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
the Reddit song.
Everyone pause the podcast. Go listen to CBAT real quick.
CBAT by Hudson Mohawk. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. This is part of the Asia episode now.
Hold on.
CBAT.
Okay, hold on.
All one word.
Oh, fuck, this one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. That's what, that song is called, actually. The full title is Can't Buy a Thrill. This is Hudson Mohawk's tribute to Steely Dan.
They keep calling it, Can't Buy a Thrill CBAT. And in my mind, I'm just like, no, you can't call it that. I know you're boomers, but stop.
Okay, I see. Okay, this person who doesn't like I Got the News. So here's the kind of person who doesn't like I Got the News. Let's see. I used to just kind of not pay any mind to songs like Turn That Heartbeat Over Again, Green Earrings, Babylon Sisters, and even FM. Okay, then do you even like Steely Dan? Because those are fucking all-timers.
Yeah, I'm going to get mad at this person again when we talk about Babylon Sisters, but that sentence feels like an insult.
What? 100%
does. I need to stop looking at CBAT. It's just making me laugh.
I need to stop looking at Reddit, r/Steely Dan in particular, because I'm going to get mad because these people don't have any taste. God, okay. I Got the News, I don't think it was originally recorded for, like, I don't think it was written during the Asia sessions. I know Black Cow wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, Black Cow was a demo for Katy Lied.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I was listening to like a Katy Lied outtakes and demos compilation, and it was like a really, really rough demo. Like Steely had just written it kind of demo of Black Cow. It was crazy. He was doing all the backing vocals himself. And they were just like, no, we got to wait until it fits the vibe with all of the other ones. And the other Steely Dan was like, what other ones? And he was like, I will know when they come. And here are all the songs. They're the songs. They're here. And also, I think I Got the News was, I forget which one, but I don't think it was originally. Oh, actually, no, I know it wasn't originally planned for this one because there was another song.
There was another?
Wait, hold on. Am I getting my Gaucho trivia mixed up again? I might be.
Nikki, I was trying to get you to do the Lord of the Rings thing. They were all deceived for There Was Another.
I never saw the movies. I'm sorry.
That's how we... What?
Oh, yeah, we'll pause the podcast.
Wait, please. Wait, is that a big deal that I've never seen The Lord of the Rings?
Yes!
They're good movies.
They're good movies. They're also very long.
Yeah, so the thing is I have tried.
Take a week, look at them as like a big long TV show.
I have all the DVD extended versions in my house.
Every holiday season, I take 12 hours to watch them in one day.
Yeah, take Nikki, don't listen to Mace. Take a week.
Okay,
just kind of watch like 2 hours a day.
Okay, yeah. See, and it's not for lack of trying, because the two times I was in a friend group who went, wow, we should watch the whole thing in one go, and everyone's like, yeah, that sounds fun. And it's like late at night when we both decided to do that, and then I was always the first one to fall asleep because they're so long. And we started at like 2 a.m. Well, so I've seen the first 20 minutes of the first one, I think.
You don't start at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my decision.
You have an 8 a.m. call time. And fucking, Elijah was number one on the call sheet. We're supposed to be talking about Steely Dan.
I Got the News is a good song.
Yeah, and
I don't get the hate.
Josie's good too.
Josie fucks.
You know
she fucks.
Yeah, she absolutely fucks.
This is one of the hits. I think Peg, Josie, and Deacon Blues all charted.
Top 30 hit.
Yeah.
I actually have a really sad story about Josie.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You made fun of a lady who committed suicide, so how much sadder could you get?
I didn't make fun of her. It just happened.
100% like completely roasted her.
Got him.
No,
but what you got? What you got on Josie?
Maybe about 10 years ago, I feel so bad about this. I'm not going to mention the parties involved because I feel like it, I don't want to air their business out.
You'll tell me afterwards, though, right?
I'll tell everybody in the breaks between eps.
Yes.
Somebody I know, like an old friend of mine, got met a girl online on Tumblr named Josie, and they dated for several years, and it turned out that this person was a complete fabrication based on the song Josie by Steely Dan.
No.
Yeah,
for this
years.
Is fake.
No, this happened.
Oh no!
Whoa, hold on. Whoa.
What?
For years.
How many?
And it, like one or two, and it only fell apart because she finally was going to go visit, and it turned out that Josie was a fabrication from a Steely Dan song.
No fucking... For what? To what end?
What do you mean?
Why?
I don't know.
Why do that? It's what I mean.
It was very much like, I thought I was too ugly to date you, so I created a persona.
Okay. I guess the motive is clear to me now, but the choice, y'all.
Yeah, it was.
Of all the people to base yourself on.
Yeah, I know, but she seems like a hot gal in this one.
Yeah.
My God,
that's kind of insane.
I'm finally gonna hang out with this guy I met. His name is Deacon Blues.
Yeah, he's a sax player. He seems neat.
My boyfriend Gaucho. Oh,
yeah. Can my friend Gaucho crash tonight?
Yeah, I'm hanging out with my boyfriend Deacon Blues. He's been drinking a lot today. We're about to head over to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's driving. What's the problem?
This one's got all the funk in it. Not all of it. There's some funk all throughout this album, but this track, it's got the funk in it.
This has the Barton funk. What do y'all think?
This album, yeah. This what a interesting song to end the album with.
Yeah, it's almost like I feel like no, don't end.
Yeah,
why end?
It's a good leave them wanting more closer, but at the same time, hey, I want more.
Yeah. It feels. I don't want to say it feels unfinished because it doesn't. It's like I can't think of there's very few albums that are so singular and so such a fully formed package such as this one that it feels wrong to say, well, they could add more.
Yeah, the thing about this is nearly all of Steely Dan's albums suffer from the same problem where the ending feels really abrupt.
They have short albums. I wasn't expecting this one's 39, almost 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Longer than the previous three, I think.
I think Gaucho's even shorter.
Yeah, they get in out. They get in and out.
No, I think they were living in a place that didn't have in and out. No, wait, they did. They were in LA.
No, they were. They were complaining about it all the time.
Are they any good in and out? I've never been.
No, it's not.
It's overrated. I got it here in the Bay Area.
As an LA resident, it's not good. You have to eat the fries before you order them.
Yeah.
The meat's okay. Just go get fries.
Hold on. Back up. You have to eat the fries before you order them?
That's when they're good, but once you order them, they're not good anymore.
They very quickly
do you see the problem?
Cold.
Do you see the problem with these fries?
I see the problem. As soon as you take a bite after you have paid money for them.
Yeah.
They flip the switch and they're bad now.
They get cold so quickly and so hard, and it's just ugh.
So, this album fucks.
This album fucks. Does anybody else have anything to say about Josie?
Nah, it's just a beautiful song.
See, that's
just every other song on this album.
It's just well, it's just so good. Why even talk about it? We should just listen, right? This is one of the first albums to be certified platinum.
What?
Oh,
yeah. Platinum came out as a thing. The Record Industry Association of America, a fine, upstanding organization, in 1974 was realizing, hey, we're selling a bunch of albums. We gotta make sure there's a level for if we sell 1 million.
Did they have to invent platinum for this album?
Not for this album. I don't think it is the first. It is one of the first, though.
Oh, I got excited because I thought they had to invent platinum for this one. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, no, this was huge. This is their biggest album, I think, ever. Probably. They finally met. They got like a big time manager, like a manager kind of executive guy who was like determined to make this like the biggest album of the season.
It's me, big time Dan. You know, Steely Dan. I'm gonna take you guys to the top of Hollywood.
And he had
You'll be living in a penthouse on top of the Capitol Records building.
I've heard your music. You guys love that shit. You're not critical of that lifestyle in any way.
Y'all, I looked up what the first platinum album is, and it really depressed me. It is, in fact, Eagles, their greatest hits.
Fuck the Eagles.
What, the greatest hits?
1971 to 1975.
Fuck off.
No, I hate that.
I really look. I at a certain point, I gotta be like, well, someone had to have that album.
Yeah,
someone had to have the first platinum.
The fact that it's a greatest hits album really makes me mad. Like, not even that it's the Eagles.
Oh, totally. The fact that it's just sort of like the fact that the first platinum album was a contractually obligated thing.
Like a throwaway.
Like the band wasn't involved. It was purely the record label just repackaging stuff that would get them an easy buck. Like that pisses me off.
Yeah,
that's shit. That's the record industry in a nutshell, right there, isn't it?
It's the blue one. It's the blue one with the things on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the album cover in my mind's eye right now. It's that famous.
I mean, here's the thing about the Eagles. They have like 5 to 7 really excellent songs, but that shouldn't have to, buoy a career of bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like
that sums up the Eagles pretty good.
I feel like all the ire I had for Peg Entwistle should have been saved for fucking the Eagles. Sorry.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere, man. But yeah, so their big time manager guy, wheeling and dealing, he had connections with big record stores, and also they were offering the album at a discounted price, which seems like, wouldn't that cheapen it? But no, it seemed like it worked. It's the fastest selling of their albums.
God damn.
Within 3 weeks, it reached the top 5 of the Billboard 200. It's their highest peaking album.
At this point, like people were, using, because it was sold for so cheaply, people were using Asia as like they were using posters. It as like posters, and they were using it as like sponges, and they were washing throw the dishes with around
it as akin to a frisbee.
Let me get 2 Asias and an Eagles greatest hits.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm fascinated by the pre-internet means to sell albums, because there's stories of I think it was the Judds, one of their first albums in the 90s, where I'm probably getting a lot of these facts right, but I just remember watching a documentary about like pop music on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
They went into pop country, and they talked about the Judds, and they talked about how, like, for one of their first albums, their record company guy like ran to every store and bought every single copy of the album.
Yeah, I've heard of that before. I don't know if that's the same story, but loaded
it up in a truck and like brought it to the signing, and like for that reason alone, it was like one of the biggest selling records ever.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fuckery. Well, I looked up like, it's one of the first to go platinum. What does that even mean? So I looked it up because I forgot. And it turns out that the way that they back then, it's different now. It's still fucked, but it was slightly less. It's a different kind of fuck back then. They would count albums shipped as sales. So an album could ship 2.5 million copies to stores, and only 10,000 people buy a copy, but it'll end up platinum because it shipped 2.5 million copies.
Isn't that what they do now with like merch sales?
They do it, yeah, and also like streams on YouTube, they roll in because music sales are dead, so they're like, well, we got to make the number bigger. If it's on YouTube, that counts as a sale.
And the music industry is just like really, really straight and narrow.
Yeah, always has been, always will be. I picked a good career path. So everyone loved it. People, well, not everyone. Let's check in with our friend Robert Christgau.
Oh, fucking hate that man.
Robert Christgau of
Christ our Lord, yeah,
initially hated the record before he, quote, realized that unlike the royal scam, it was stretching me some. I don't know what the fuck that means.
It was stretching him?
While noting that he was grateful to find Fagin and Becker's collegiate cynicism in decline. He was also getting tired of the Bard stuff, I guess. However, this fucking asshole. He believed the band's preference for longer, more sophisticated songs, quote, could turn into their fatal flaw.
Has anyone ever been on Robert Christcow's website?
Yeah.
I think this is not the first time I think I've even mentioned this on this podcast.
No, we talk about him a lot, and it's important that we do.
Like, just a daily reminder, you should look at his still active, still updated website.
Oh, yeah.
And then remember that this guy is considered to be one of the most revered rock journalists ever.
What is he still giving shit scissors?
The dean.
The dean of rock criticism or something.
What is his website? What?
Yeah, it's nuts.
I love how he has a section that's just I don't even know how to pronounce this. XGAU says.
Is
that his like?
No, because
Christmas like Netsona.
Well, yeah, because like Christmas, Xmas, so he's shortening Xgal, right?
God, it just looks like shit. Oh, the first thing I see on his goddamn website, and it don't stop on Substack.
Yeah, his newsletter 3 or 4 times a month.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy is a real guy. He
said some really fucked up shit about a friend of mine, Sarah Shook, who is actually going by River Shook now. Yay non-binary team. We got another one.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the they them clan.
But they said some
sending your patch in the mail.
Yeah, they said some really fucked up shit about them, and I just now have a very personal vendetta against this guy.
That's valid.
Shit ass GeoCities in a bad way website.
He sucks. He's a bastard, man. It's just funny to point and laugh when he's around about just an objectively perfect album. Like as a unit, it's so good. I'm picking up one of the greatest albums that's ever been produced.
I'm picking up like top 10 probably, which is weird because all I listen to is like Merzbow.
Yeah, interesting. Alex, what are you picking up? What's your official review?
I'm picking up a great album. I'm picking up an album that it's the rare album that you will be able to find for very cheap in a record store. Because
it sold so much.
Again, they sold a bunch of it. You'll be able to find it very cheap in a record store and a thrift store, and it's one of the rare records of that era that pops up in the thrift store. That is one of the greatest albums ever made. If you find a $2 copy of Asia anywhere, pick it up, clean it, listen to it. It's perfect.
I couldn't agree more. Rose, what are you picking up?
I'm picking up an album that serves as both a good introduction and a good testament to a band's talent. I'm picking up an album that got me interested in Steely Dan as a whole.
Yeah.
This is the album. Yeah, I mean, this is the one. I kept seeing my friends meme about this, and I was like, fine, I'll fucking listen to it. And I was like, oh shit, okay, I get it now. What else to say except that this is like, it's close to as perfect of a statement as you can get in this art form we call studio production. I don't know what else to say. I love it.
They're never going to make those Steely Dan sweatpants again, are they?
Yeah, they couldn't make Steely Dan these days. You couldn't make it these days because of cancel culture.
Yeah, because of cancel culture, that you get too canceled.
Yeah, you get canceled for doing PEG.
Yeah, you get canceled.
Y'all have seen Asia pants, right?
I was moving on because I'm mad that I don't have them.
Wait, hold on. What pants?
Asia sweatpants.
Maze, Google Steely Dan sweatpants and then find the nearest blunt object to hit yourself over the head that you cannot buy these anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just looked these up.
I'm looking for I'm gonna kill myself. These are incredible.
God damn it.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying.
What the fuck? Why can't I buy this anymore?
Damn it.
Why can't I buy these anymore?
That's what I'm
Why
saying.
would you show me something if I can't fucking have it?
And that's going to do it for this episode. We're all losing our minds over a pair of pants.
I'm like fucking the guy in Uncut Gems. What the fuck?
Yeah, why would you show that to me, dog? Oh man. So yeah, Asia, perfect album. Basically perfect. What are you doing
Asia.
listening to this and not Asia?
They were $128, so I mean,
oof.
Ugh.
I could buy so many copies of the record Asia with that.
That's true, yeah.
And then make a pair of sweatpants out of them.
Yeah.
That'll be my new next DIY
sweatpants.
project. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Asia. I think we did it. I was afraid that we wouldn't record an episode worthy of the album, but I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
It was thanks to our good friends Alex and Rose. Thank you very, very much, the both of you, for joining us to talk about Asia.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Don't speak all at once.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. It's gonna do it for us. As the listener, you listening, it's going to do it for us for a couple days. We're going to release the Gaucho episode a little bit. But for right now, we'll just say goodbye. I'm Nikki Flowers. Go to my website, nikkiflowers.neocities.org, and you'll find other things there.
Yeah, I'm Mace. I play music as Echo Vessel. Go to echovessel.com and you can find whatever. I'm not going to explain to you what I do because we have another episode to record. What do y'all have to plug?
I have a Patreon. My writing. It's nothing fancy. That's about it. It's a patreon.com/roses pasture.
There you go. Everyone sign up or else I'll send the Gaucho after you.
We'll mail you a gun.
Oh, not the gun. Alex, what are you
well, what a weird week to be doing this. I guess by the time you hear this, Al Riggs as a institution, as a brand, as a music project is going to be dead and archived on alriggs.bandcamp.com. It is now the official Al Riggs Memorial Bandcamp page.
Wow.
But next week I will be releasing the first release as Riggings. It is a EP of 4 songs that I recorded in my Horse Complex studio. I'm bringing back the CD EP, baby.
It's back.
The finally.
So yeah, you can find that and other things that I put out on my label Horse Complex Records at horsecomplexrecords.bandcamp.com.
Fuck yeah. Everyone do that. This is also required.
We also run a label called Neodetritus. We're launching radio in 2023.
Things are cooking.
Yeah, things are cooking. We also have another podcast called And Also With You. It's a limited event prestige podcast.
Limited as shit. That'll come out May 4th.
About Star Wars. I'm going to actually watch Andor to cover that and also play the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor game.
I'm too busy listening to Asia over and over again. That's what I'll be doing.
And now we're going to be doing the little gouch.
The little gouch.
The little gouch. Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.